Chapter 32 The Merfolk's Song. Boom had never slept in such a way before. There were no images to haunt him, no worries to torment him. Never had sleep felt so deep and undisturbed, like being sucked into a void without light, without sound, without turmoil of any kind. Yet the void felt warm and buoyant, as though he were floating on clouds. When he breathed, his body inflated with the sensation of relief, and when he exhaled, he felt completely peaceful. Then a single sound came to the void, cool and refreshing, like a long drink of water, and it enveloped him and protected him as he floated in oblivion. Was this death? Boom! Wake up! It sounded like Myrtle's voice. Boom! Everyone else is already awake. He rolled over, reaching for his pillow, but he grabbed a handful of sand instead. Sand? He stretched out his legs, but rather than hitting the end of his bed, they pressed against something that barked and nipped. It sounded like a sea lion. Boom opened his eyes. The sun had risen, and he was lying on a beach with Myrtle leaning over him. Myrtle! Her long brown hair tickled his face. He could see her eyes and her skin. The fuzz was gone, and she was talking. Myrtle was back, and that could mean only one thing. Boom scrambled to his feet. The sudden rush of blood made him dizzy, and Myrtle grabbed his arm. He looked down at his feet, where a trail of green slime led from his coat to the water's edge. Myrtle smiled. They came in the night, she explained. They? The merfolk. I saw them. Everyone else was asleep. She giggled with excitement. Oh, Boom! They were fabulous. One of them touched me, and I felt better. She held up her arms. I'm all better. She did appear to be all better. Back to her skinny, skin-covered, knobby-kneed self. Not a single tuft of fuzz to be seen. You saw them? Yes, she got real close. There were 3. 2 of them sat right by your feet. Boom felt an eerie sensation and shivered. It was so dark I couldn't see their faces, but their scales glowed and the air shimmered all around them. She took a deep breath like she was about to tell the best part. I'm fairly certain that the 3rd one was the mother, because the baby stayed next to her. I was burning up under all the fuzz, and when the mother touched me, I suddenly felt cool. Minty cool. Boom was overwhelming happy and overwhelmingly disappointed at the same time. Why didn't you wake me up? He asked. She didn't want me to. She spoke to you? I thought they didn't have tongues. She didn't speak, but somehow I just knew that I wasn't supposed to say anything. I can't explain it any better than that. I just knew that no one else was supposed to see her. Boom struggled to understand. He tried to put the fact that Myrtle was cured above the fact that he hadn't gotten to meet the baby's family or to say goodbye. But he couldn't help feeling left out. Myrtle smiled. Boom, don't feel bad. She sang a song just for you while you were sleeping. Didn't you hear it? A song, just for Boom. Yes, he remembered it. He could feel the after effects even as he stood there, soothing every inch of his body like vapor rub. Minty cool. And the baby put this in your hair. She reached forward and plucked out a green crystal, the baby's tear. Myrtle suddenly frowned. The baby followed her mother to the water and swam away. She looked so happy. She's better off with them, don't you think? Boom looked around. No baby flopped at the water's edge, no baby growled or spat. The most amazing discovery of the 21st century had gone. Yes, she's better off. She's lucky to have her mother back, Myrtle sighed, then wrapped her arms around her brother. But I'm lucky too. I have you and I have Dad. Thank you, Boom. Thank you for saving me. Boom wasn't much of a hugger, but he squeezed back because he was so happy to have a fuzz-free sister who wasn't going to die. And he squeezed back because it helped him hide how sad he felt that she was gone. Boom, glad to see you're finally awake, Captain Igor hollered from the deck of the ship. There be a good wind a-comin'. We'd better get a move on. Go and fetch your father. Halvor and Mr. Jorgensen waved from the rail. Where's Dad? Boom asked. Myrtle pointed to the top of Whalefin Hill, where Mr. Broom stood, staring out at the sea. He was the first one to wake up and see me all better, she explained. He told me he wasn't going to hide anymore. Isn't that great? Yeah, really great. Boom reached down to grab his slime-covered coat, and when he lifted it, a conch shell fell to the sand. The mark of the merfolk, Myrtle whispered. She picked up the shell, but neither of them needed the magnifying glass to see the etching on the shell's pink lip. It wasn't a map of Whalefin Island. It was a map, though. Myrtle smiled. I think it's a gift. They've left you a gift. They had indeed. I bet this will take us someplace great, Boom said. For where else would a merfolk's map take a person but someplace beyond one's wildest dreams? He tucked the shell under his arm. Boom and Myrtle joined their father at the top of Whalefin Hill. We should come back here as soon as we can, he told his children. I'd like to bring my paints and canvas. I've never seen a sea quite like this one. It will be a magnificent painting. That's great, Dad, Boom said as the salty wind blew by, fanning Myrtle's and Mr. Broom's long hair. Halvor is right. I need to get back to work. Mr. Broom took Myrtle's and Boom's hands. I need to get back to this family. They could have said a lot of mushy things at that moment, but that was not the Broom way. Sometimes it is best not to dwell on the past, lingering over mistakes and tragedies. Sometimes it is best to simply move forward, one big foot at a time, with paintbrush and magnifying glass in hand. I just wish I had my family back. That's the last thing Boom had said to the baby. Sometimes it's our wildest dreams that come true, and sometimes wishes are granted. A feeling that Boom had long forgotten, cascading from the tip of his head to the tip of his kicking foot, pure, undiluted joy. The morning sun warmed the Broom family as they made their way down Whalefin Hill. Myrtle paused to examine some rock fungus, while Boom stopped to pick a rock out of his shoe. Why, Boom, that shoe has a hole, Mr. Broom noted. We need to get you a new pair of shoes. A new pair of shoes? Boom asked. Certainly. That's the first thing we'll buy when I sell my next painting. Do you have any idea what kind of shoes you'd like? Boom's face almost split. He grinned so hard. Oh, I have an idea. Out on the horizon, 4 blue-green tails smacked the water and a song filled the air. The song danced its way to the island, wrapped itself around the ship, curled up and down the mast, and caressed every breathing soul. This time, not a touch of sadness could be heard in the song. Not a single drop. The end. Rumor has it that Suzanne Selfers is a direct Viking descendant who enjoys a marmalade toast and fried fish fillets. When not riding, she cares for wild critters, including a flock of messy chickens and 2 children. She lives on an island in Washington State where she likes to jog in the rain. She has been known to play a mean game of kick the ball against the wall. Her website is at www.suzanneselfers.com. Katja Chen is an avid painter who works from her studio in Southern California. She is currently producing work for film, animation, comic book anthologies, galleries, and the children's book market. Visit our website at www.lb-kids.com.